Next American hangman, sketched in crayon. Gangland, all the facade that you can spray on.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
No, what are you doing over there? No, you just...
They're just too big on my head.
Yeah.
I touch them the whole time. I'm moving them around.
Little ass head. Welcome back to the Marathon Mortgage Happy Hour. I'm Mike Witzak.
I am Rory Farrell.
And who's our special guest today?
I am Tony Drajcsik.
Yeah, Tony.
Senior, it sounds like.
Yes, senior.
Yeah, senior.
We just found out with your wife on the previous podcast that you're now a senior. Congratulations.
Yeah, if you notice that we're wearing the same exact clothes as we were in the previous podcast from last week, we're not dirtbags. We're just filming this the same day. So, but today's episode, we're going to be drinking a beer.
Yeah,
so what are we drinking?
Christina's was a little too early today.
Yeah.
Fairly, she came in, she's like, maybe not. I'm like, thank God.
She's not much of a beer drinker either, so.
We could have pivoted on that. We could have brought her something nice. Was she like a rosé?
She's a cab girl.
All right.
A little cab sap. I like that.
And espresso martinis.
Oh, now we're talking. That would have been more appropriate at 11 a.m.
That would have worked out. That would have been good.
All right. Today, we're doing a pale ale from Forest and Maine. I've never seen this one, actually. It's called Under a New Sun. I mean, I've seen Forest and Maine, obviously, but hopped with Nelson and Comet. So 5% ABV. As we all know, or most of you know, I'm sure, Forest and Maine is a local to Ambler brewery. Been around forever. One of the best in the area. And yeah, I love their beers. So
what's when you say hopped with Nelson and Comet, is that just the
those
name
are
of
hop
the
varietals? Yeah, there you go. So I
thanks.
think Nelson's from New Zealand. I don't know about Comet, but I would assume it's probably New Zealand as well. All right. I love the artwork too.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's very hip and
Southwesty. All right, cool. Well, cheers,
vibe.
guys. Happy
Cheers.
Friday. Fake Friday.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
It's almost Friday.
Yeah, we're there.
The unique thing about Forest and
like
Maine is
it.
I'm like a beer nerd, and I can close my eyes and take us to Forest and Maine. No matter what beer it is, I can tell exactly what it is based on their yeast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like so apparent. It's like
all right, let's
very
find out.
specific. Oh, we can do that.
We could do a
We
blind
could
taste
definitely
test.
do that.
All right,
That'd be a
dude.
fun one.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to be like either totally on
I'll give
every
you
one.
I'll give you 4 breweries that I
Okay.
can blind taste test, tell you which one it was from, just based on their yeast.
Deal. Done.
All right,
Done.
cool.
Yeah. I'm just going to get their raw yeast too.
I'm like, this doesn't taste right. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, cheers. Thank you for coming on. Thanks for making the time. Let's get into you.
So
Yeah.
how'd you get started? What do you do? Where you from? What's your social? All that.
Social security number, birthday. What do you got?
So, I'm sure you may have heard or seen the clip, I guess, but my wife kind of dragged me into this, and it's the best thing she ever did.
She was nicer about it, but
Yeah. So, so COVID times, I used to work, I don't know if she said, she probably did,
just assume she didn't.
worked for Rayo's marinara sauce.
Oh, fancy.
Um,
Is that out of
yes.
Boston? I think is that
No,
where
New York.
New York. Okay, cool.
Yep. And it is pronounced Rayo's.
I've heard there's a
Yes.
Everybody says Rouse.
Rouse.
But
Yeah.
No.
anytime I have a platform, I still
you still repping the company.
yeah. And I was in logistics, supply chain world, so COVID hit that industry super hard.
Yeah.
A lot of our sauce is coming from Italy, so we had even more delays and everything with like trying to get stuff off of ships and containers and all that fun stuff. So long story short, I was losing sleep over sauce. And
He got lost in the sauce.
I got
baby.
lost in the sauce.
Clip it. I was losing sleep over the sauce.
Yes. It's still my nickname, but they used to call me the sauce boss.
Yes. Yes.
So I got off a meeting because I used to have meetings like 8 to 5 back to back every day. And she looked at me and she was like, I just signed you up for real estate class. And I was like, you did what? So started taking the classes. There's a lot of benefits to being a husband and wife team at Keller Williams. So she was like, even if you don't do anything, just get it. It'll help me out in the long term. So I was like, all right, whatever. And then I really started enjoying it. And I was just like, if I work this hard at a job where there's no cap on my salary, we can do, like, it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's kind of it. And then the rest is history.
I don't think she got into. How long was she in it before she dragged you into it?
She was probably 3.5, 4 years.
Okay, so she was in there. She was in it pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so she made it easy for me to go in because she was already established, and
Gotcha.
we weren't both running around like,
Or fully commissioned, at that point.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
it was nice that you kind of had your thing and then hers, and then she got herself established, and now
And then you
kinda
swap.
take that
How
leap.
long was it before you decided, like, hey, I graduated from my real estate classes to I'm a full-time realtor now, like I'm leaving my other job?
It was about 6 months. So I
Okay.
got my license in July, and my last day was, I think I did it early December because I didn't want to have to deal with the end of the year stuff,
Strategically, like,
which I
Exiting.
did anyway. So,
yeah.
but
Best laid plans.
they compensated me well.
All right,
There you
good.
go. Very nice.
Yeah, so it was pretty quick, but we, well, again, credit to her. Before we got married, she had gotten 2 duplexes. So
Yep.
we had some investment property income coming in, so it made it a little less scary to just go, hey, we have no benefits, no guaranteed salary. What are we going to do
Yeah.
here? So made it a little more comfortable to just kind of take the leap.
Good.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, having that balance between, because that's me and my wife, like I'm very much commission based and like variable. And she's like, all right, we're going to make this amount of money every year, no matter what. So when you have good years, we're going on vacation or like we're replacing the roof or whatever.
Yeah.
So it is nice to have a little bit of that, and then until you get fully established, like I'm sure now there's good years and bad years, but like as a unit, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Or we're going to make X amount of money at least, and then the good years are the good years. So
Yeah, so that's the story of
There you go.
Sauce Boss to real.
I love the sauce boss. That's killer. That should be your Instagram handle. That's
It
real,
used to be.
the
Yeah.
real estate sauce boss, baby.
It
Do you
was
ever miss the sauce? Are there
Well-
times where you're like, hey man, it was nice to have off Saturday and Sunday.
No,
Have some Rayos.
I've never. I miss the people. I still keep in touch with them. We left on really good terms, so
That's good.
nothing bad to say about them. And every now and then, a couple of random boxes will arrive at the.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Very
super
nice.
cool. How long were you there for? It sounds like you had established a pretty good name for yourself.
I was there for 4 years,
No, that's not too, I mean, that's not even too long.
but it was a very transitional time. So right when I started, they had sold to one company, Sovos Brands. And Sovos Brands, they were a startup in themselves, but they were just a company that acquires companies. So they had Noosa Yogurt, Michelangelo's, Rayo's, and Birch Benders. But Rayo's was the number 2. So
Okay.
right when I started, there weren't a ton of people at the company. We could do another podcast just on the history of Rayo's. Very interesting. But I got to know, like, everyone was really close. And then the guy who came in as a CEO, basically to sell the company, him and his team left. Excuse me, this beer's getting me.
No.
Once the sale happened, they all kind of transition out. Obviously, with the sale in the corporate world, the higher ups are the ones to get cut out when change happens. So I got close with them, but also the new people, and they were also a small company. So I was able to wear a lot of different hats. And
And you're a good middle person too, probably. Yeah.
did a lot of different stuff. And then I left after they went public, and about a year ago now, I guess, or maybe, I don't know, a year and a half, they sold to Campbell's for $2.7 billion.
Damn.
So I wouldn't have gotten any of that anyway, but
Fair enough.
happy for everyone who
Very nice.
That's awesome.
made it. But yeah, so, and I was in logistics warehousing, so I had a good connection with all the warehouse guys who are the ones who slide a couple.
End up sending a couple
Yeah,
cases
yeah.
your way.
Adds up. There
That's
you go.
that's good. It's good. Those are good people to know.
Yeah, for sure. And just for the camera, it's all like mislabeled stuff they can't actually sell. So
Oh yeah.
There you go.
we're not stealing.
Yeah, nothing's falling off a truck. Don't
We
worry
used to
about
get.
Exactly.
I used to work at a brewery, and same thing. Like we used to get like the low fill cans. Like they'd be like a half an ounce short or something like that, but they couldn't sell them because you just can't sell them. So we would have like a whole in our cooler at the brewery. We just have like a whole stack of whatever's here you can take. So if we were having parties or like going to like different accounts and stuff and like giving away beer, it's like whatever you want there. That's kind of
it.
nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been hammered every day.
You got to learn quick.
Yeah, I'd learn very quickly. So another thing I wanted to bring up was when we spoke to your wife, she mentioned, she's doing all these seminars for first-time buyers or investors, whatever she ends up doing, and then you're kind of the events guy. So I wanted to ask you about that. Like, what events you guys got going on? What do you do for that?
How often?
Yeah. So
what's the goal with the events?
So got real into events just this year, kind of. So I'm sure as everyone knows, in real estate, there's a million different ways to do your business.
Yeah.
You can, I think the traditional ones, open houses, cold calls, farming, like all that stuff. I saw a couple people who were doing events on a bigger scale, and I was just like, that seems way more fun than cold calling people.
And when you say you saw them, was it like on Instagram or in your office or like?
Yeah, more Instagram.
Okay, cool.
There's some people who do them around here, but we're trying to take it to another level, hopefully. So, so our real estate coach this past December was like, pick your one thing, and I want you to focus this year only on that thing. So mapped out all the events for the year. And this was year one of really going in full time with them. So I didn't know what attendance would look like, sponsors, all that stuff. So planned it out, mapped it out with the coach, and just started asking people to help sponsor. Very involved in the Chamber of Commerce, so I know a lot of like other business owners.
Yeah.
So it was an easy place to start. And our goal, I talked to this one other realtor, Danny Barron, shout out, in Cincinnati, and he is in the millionaire real estate agent playbook for events. And he said something that really hit me, and I was like, I want to do that too. He was like, all our events are just focused on fun.
Okay.
And we want to be the most fun, most trusted real estate team in the area. So no like sponsors and him nor sponsors are standing up giving like a 20-minute talk on like how home insurance works.
Yeah.
They're just having fun. And I was like that to me, it's natural. And I want to foster and build relationships naturally.
Yeah.
I think those are your best clients, and they become friends, family, all that stuff. So, to me, it was just it made sense to be like, this is how we're going to grow our database and build and get known in the community and stuff. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that. Like whenever like we're doing an event and you'll be invited, it's all like past guests and stuff and past guests of teams and stuff. But it's gonna be at Warwick, which we had mentioned to Christina. So
Love Warwick.
we do too. Shout out to Warwick. That's one of those breweries where I'm like, I'll know. But anyway, it's not gonna be something where we're like, again, like doing speeches. It's like, let's get together, let's have fun, and guess what? If it's fun, you'll remember.
Exactly.
You're not gonna remember some dumb speech that we did. It's like so.
Yeah.
That's great.
It seems too salesy, and it takes it immediately changes the vibe of that event, like immediately.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Or if you know that's coming up, you're like anticipating and be like, oh, here we go. Like, so I totally agree with that.
Yeah. We want people to come back.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we want them to look out for our events. And it just happened to perfectly work with forming this bigger team now. Sorry, partnering up with Josh. And like in August, sorry about that.
Nah,
Cut that. In August, we rented out an entire trampoline park.
No way.
Oh, that's right. I did see this event actually. Yeah.
So this was an idea from Danny Barron. He was like, just look into it. It's probably not as much as you think. And he was right. But we had about 177 people sign up. 140 people showed up.
No way. You guys pull numbers based on what Christina was saying with her like seminars and stuff. Me and him are like, that many people showed up to that? That's wild.
We're trying. And
140 people. What
the
fuck? Damn.
And this was a public event. So this is like, instead of cold calling, I could have cold called all these people and they would probably just hung up or been like, not trying to sell right now. But now they see our name and they're like, oh, they did the trampoline park. Mm-hmm. And eventually the goal is to, one, just have fun with it, but two, have them be like, I'm going to use those guys whenever it is time.
Yeah, so, just stay in front of them. And the best way to stay in front of them is make it fun. Yeah.
So we had 2 hours there, raffles, pizza. There were literally 6 slices left.
Yeah.
I think I ordered 29 and it was like the perfect amount. I was really nervous.
You nailed it.
That's killer.
So yeah, we had raffles, free. Everybody got a free coupon. We gave out goodie bags with like our stuff, our sponsor stuff. And it was a great time, but we were going to do that just me and Chrissy. And there's no way we could have done that without our team. So it just like worked out timing wise where we had some more people. I'm sure we would have asked people to help out, but
yeah. And you guys kind of formed the bigger version of this team somewhat recently. I think Josh was like just kind of doing it when he was on a couple months ago, right?
June.
Yeah. Right.
End of May, June.
Yeah. I forget when Josh was on, but it was recent.
Yeah. That they were forming all this.
Bringing you guys in and bringing on Emily.
Now we're supposed to be at 9 people apparently or something like that.
Yeah. I think we're at
She's trying.
8 right now.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. When it started with just really 3 of you guys, right?
Yeah.
And not that long ago.
Yeah. I know. And I'm the more hesitant one of the 3 of us. And I was like, I don't want to grow too fast. I don't want to be one of those teams. And then here we are just adding people left and right.
Well, you didn't know this, but Christina did kind of speak to that, saying like same thing. Like, we didn't want to grow too fast. We didn't want to just bring on anyone or grow to grow. Like we wanted to be picky. But it sounds like when the time comes and the good person is there, whether you thought you're going to grow or not, take the good person.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's kind of been the MO for the first couple of months. And I'm sure it'll ebb and flow like everything else in this business. You'll grab a bunch of great realtors and you'll build this team and you'll create relationships, and then maybe it slows down for a year or two and then you cherry pick someone else. And so it just kind of, you seized an opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Killer. Well, I don't know. I know you got to get going soon. Do you have a win in mind? If you had a second to think about one, you don't gotta think of one if you don't have one.
I guess big win. I enjoy. Well, I still don't enjoy it, but waking up at Monday through Thursday, I get up at 5 to go to a gym I joined. So
good.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome. We're big on fitness. We're big on like social, personal wins as well. So
So they have it's like a class. So it starts at 5:30. So I need a deadline or else it just.
I'm the same way. I go to practice too. It's like, all right, I gotta show up. I gotta be here on time. Someone's gonna tell me what to do. I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna leave. That's exactly. I'm the same way. I'm like, if I had to figure out what workout I was gonna do every morning, forget it.
What type of workouts do you do, Rory?
Oh, shut up, Mike. He's like, doesn't matter. We'll move on from that.
Yeah.
Big CrossFit guys here at the office.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he hates talking about it, so I always bring it up.
I hear that's quite the community.
Well, for some people more than others.
Yeah.
Everything that you hear about CrossFit is his gym.
Yeah.
It's that gym
For sure.
But anyway,
regardless,
that's awesome. Good win. I love that.
That's a great win actually, because I feel like too many people are pressured to think about like, it's business related. Like we got to talk about real estate, but like hey man, get up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym. That ain't no joke. So it's especially Monday through Thursday, it's a great win. It's a huge accomplishment. So
yeah, that's a lot
for you.
per week for sure. So, and that bleeds into business, like having that schedule, having that mental mindset.
Yep.
And I know, I'm sure you're the same way. It's like when you're physically active and you start your day that way, you're like, all right, now I can get, like, mentally I'm ready for the day. It feels good about it.
Hardest part's over.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to sound like one of the 5 a.m. gurus, but it is true.
It is.
It does. It feels good. And you have a young child, 2-year-old. Same thing. Young kids, like if I don't do it before they even wake up, if I don't have my me time for an hour and a half before they wake up, it's not happening.
Yep.
Just because by the time you get home, it's bedtime, bath time, dinner time, and then back to work. And then you sit down on the couch at 9 o'clock. You're like, there's no way I'm working out now. So
Exactly.
it's just, there's only so many hours in the day and you just got to get it done early.
Yeah, for sure.
Real quick, before we bail on the win, what time is it?
Yeah, I can stay a little bit.
Couple more extra minutes. What's the most fun event that you've done so far? Like one that like really stood out in your mind? Was it the trampoline one, or like what other ones have you done that like you want to like, hey, these are the types of events that we do, and so keep an eye out for them?
So so this past year we did spring pictures in the park. So free. That's another thing. All our events are 100% free for.
You should lead with that.
Yes. Anybody that attends, 100% free.
Okay.
And we hired a professional photographer, and she could do 10 families per hour. So we had 4 hours of slots.
Yeah.
And that was our very first one. We had, I think, 32 signups and like 16 groups came. But like everyone who came loved that, because family pictures can get expensive.
I was just going to say they're very expensive, and the full sessions, if you do like an hour, really expensive. But really, especially if you got young kids, your kids are melting down after the first 10, 15 minutes anyway. So 5-10 minutes in and out, whatever it was. Like, I know we've spent like $60 or $80 for like 5 or 10 minutes. Like, but if you get 2 or 3 pictures out of it, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
But
and
we love when different communities do that.
Yeah. And she's Tiffany, her studio is Apple Teeny. She's out of Yardley. So
okay, cool.
Another shout out.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
And then second one, this is our second year doing this, but it's just a neighborhood and past client event. We rent a dumpster, put it in our driveway, and have like spring cleaning day.
Okay.
So this year I got a pizza oven, so I made pizzas for everyone that came to the dumpster. Or if they didn't have anything to throw out, they
come by and get a.
Yeah, we had some past clients who came both days because they just wanted to hang and have pizza. They're older. We love them. So that's more of a low-key one, but a fun one. And then trampoline park. I feel like I'm forgetting one, but probably not. And then...
No, does Rayo's make a pizza sauce?
They do, but I make my own.
Oh, all right.
He's the sauce boss.
Not only are you making your own pizzas, you're making your own sauces.
Yes.
That's
He's the sauce boss, bro.
I'm a North Jersey boy. My mom's from Jersey City.
Scotch Plains, right?
Yeah. I have the Italian in my blood.
Yeah.
It took my mom 3 months to try Rayo's because it was from a jar.
That's hilarious. So is your dad have the last name?
Yeah, but he's also 50% Italian. So
Okay.
My only non-Italian grandparent was where my name came from.
Yeah, grandfather.
Yeah. So our next one it's called, another great idea from Danny. Real estate's an industry where you can just copy from people.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if they're in Ohio. You're like, this is new to Pennsylvania. This is me.
Well, I was like, I hope I'm not trying to copy, but they're great ideas. He was like, you're not in my market. I don't care. Do your thing. So it's called Pick Your Pie. So instead of like the typical Thanksgiving pie event, we're going to do it at a pizzeria, and you can pick pie, where we had a big team debate because they're like, pie's not good, do cheesecake or cookie.
I saw this vote on your thing.
Yeah. So doing some sort of dessert or a $20 gift card for a pizza pie.
Okay.
So, and we're going to hang out at the pizzeria. People just come pick their stuff up, hang out. So that's more of like a past client. And then have some again, with the team, having more resources now, we have some very big plans for next year. So very excited for that. Can't give it away.
No,
but
teaser.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
No, that's cool. No, I
have
love that event planning, and it just, again, like you said, it makes it fun. Get your name out there and puts a positive spin on it, and it's not just like boring real estate stuff or boring mortgage stuff. It's like it adds some fun to it. So
For sure.
Yeah, and we're gonna tailor some, hopefully more, do some cooler stuff in smaller groups for our like top clients and referral. Even if you didn't buy or sell a house, but you've given us a lot of referrals.
Sure.
Reward our top people with some really cool like exclusive events.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's in the work, but we still want to have huge public ones as well.
Nice. Well, keep an eye out. Follow your Instagram, the RLM, just everyone on your team. Well, if you've been watching the podcast, half of them have been on here, so you should be following them by now anyway. But yeah, keep an eye on their Instagrams. I'm sure that's where you're promoting it and getting the word out.
For sure.
All right. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
Sauce Boss in the flesh.
Sauce Boss.
Happy Friday. Happy hour. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
It's a fewer, nothing we receive is brand new. It's just newer. While brothers drop down in their knees and